Hello, I am just putting the finishing touches on this. It's so funny. I don't really know how I started. I started with an abstract, just color background. I have this whole drawer full of, I'll show you. What I do is I put color down, and so I'll have pages, and a lot of times I'll do this at night when I'm not in front of the TV, and I'll just put color down with maybe some botanicals and some different things, and I put them in a drawer called beginning, which just means it's no longer a white piece of paper. Oh, there's a white piece of paper. And then I will, when I have a moment, grab whichever one is kind of talking to me. And this one was, and it had the color on it. It just didn't have any of the loose leaves and florals that you've seen. And then I said, well, let me play with, it's not necessarily a bouquet, although if somebody wants to visually make it one, you could kind of think of this blue down here as a bouquet. It's but it wasn't as a vase, but it could just be, it's just flowers and flora and color. As my son says, some of my paintings are color explosions. And I know every painting does not need to be a color explosion. I'm kind of working on that, but every time I start working on it, meaning I'm kind of thinking, let's not make this one a color explosion, or not this one obviously because it is, but let me try, where's one that I started that's less of a color explosion. Anyway, so funny, I end up going, oh, let's just add a little more color here. So I guess I'm not being very successful at the not doing a color explosion, especially this one. But I don't think I'm going to do a lot more. I did the whole background with just different colors and textures. You can see kind of how I like the bits of paper showing through. Then I put some more kind of deliberate lines. I think one thing I might do that I don't see here, I don't have any thin lines, so let me get this liner brush and play with this blue. This is a cerulean blue hue, and this is the golden so flat paint, which is a matte paint. And maybe I'll just add very subtly some lines because I don't have too many thin lines. There's something about lines and dots that I think are really fun visually. I'm doing odd numbers. Maybe darken it a little bit. I'm definitely at the verge of overdoing it. I'm looking for composition. I think I need a little bit of light for contrast. I had done some with my Posca marker, but let's come through here and do a little more. Just in the values, they're all there's some darks, which is great, but I just want to bring out a little bit more of the lights. I love these Poscas because they'll go over the paint. They'll even go over oil pastel. They're not too happy about it, but they'll do it. I like that. This is some acrylic, some mostly acrylic gouache, which I use a lot of, and ink with the pens. And I start with, someone asked me this on another video, the base of the page, like when I very first start, I use gesso, but I think I want to lighten those up. The gesso I mix with paint, so it doesn't go on as a just plain gesso. I do paint. I decided that those white marks kind of muddied this up, so I don't want that. All right, I'm gonna stand back. Let's see here. Come on, a little bit of a dark. No, too much water. This Blue Black by Turner, the Blue Black acrylic gouache is one of my favorites. All right, so I'm gonna stand back and give it some space. It's definitely a color explosion. If that weren't such an unelegant name, I could name it that. Let me try. This doesn't always work, but I'm gonna try with a really thin brush to put my signature in. I like to put the signature in as part of the painting, so take a paint color or pencil, and put my glasses on so I can see what I'm doing, and then put it right on the painting. And if it doesn't, you know, if I mess it up, I can just wipe it off real quick and try again. You can see that the paint doesn't want to go over the oil pastel real well. The A is not behaving, so I'll get the paint a little thicker. That way it just kind of fits in with the painting, I feel like, a little bit. Okay, well, thanks. I meant to record more of this for you, but I started to, and then my daughter called and it interrupted the recording. So I gotta remember to put it on Do Not Disturb, airplane mode before I start recording. Do something creative today.